So, I'll try to do this in one take because I don't want to have to fucking listen to my voice multiple times. Um, I finally got to. I just woke up from a little nap. Been really busy this week. A lot of overtime work. Even today, Saturday. Well, it's Sunday now. Um, Going since 5 in the morning. Although I passed out on the couch here at like 2 a.m. For less than a couple hours. I think the only reason why I woke up is it's cold out here in Ocean View. But yeah, I didn't have any time to really put the footage together, make like a meet recap, quote unquote thing. Uh, all in all, was very fun. I had a blast. It was it was nice to walk out on that platform again. It's been was it July of 2018 was the last time I competed. So almost 2 years ago. It was a long time. And not competing in so long, you tend to forget certain little things. Uh, Drastic fuck up on my part on the warm up timing. In my defense, the early flights had like a lot of teenage lifters, a lot of kids, so there were a lot more kids in those flights, and they went pretty long, like around the length like a normal, 10, 13 lifter flight would go. Um, and then as it progressed through the flights, with the more experienced, more stronger lifters, there was a lot less in the flights, and they went so fast. I did not expect it. The flight in front of me went super fast, but I guess it's also the meet was run very, very efficiently, almost too efficiently for my liking, but very efficiently. Like loaded weights on there fast. It went so fast, even on like on the bench. On the bench, it was the actual timing of the bench itself was a little quick for my liking because I like to take a certain amount of time in between lifts. But like a 10, 13 lifter flight is kind of like really perfect for me. This one there was only eight of us, so it went really quick. Um, and more so on deadlifts. I felt like I was still out of breath and I was having to run up, and it always seemed like I was getting to the platform late. But anyways, on the bench, I just fucked up on my warm ups. I timed it way off, way off. I should have literally started warming up like an entire flight earlier, and it would have been so much better because I have for my body, I have it's like a 6 or 7 exercise circuit that I do, and I do 2 rounds of that before I even lay down on the bench. And the reps, I think back when it was like 5 exercises, the reps would come out to around 300 reps or something like that. So I'm assuming it's a lot more reps now that I have. Like I think there's silent, dip, tricep extension, shoulder growth rotator, thumbs up, pec deck, tricep again. Yeah, 7. I have a 7 exercise circuit that I do, and that is specifically so that I can really prime my all my muscles and the small stabilizers. And by the time I get on the bench, I already have a decent pump going, and I just warm up a little bit high reps on the bottom, and then I just acclimate my way up. But even on like say my from like 4 or 5 up, I'll take 8 to 10 minutes, and then um, and when I'm climbing through fives, I'll take anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes between my sets. On my warm ups for my bench flight, by the time I realized what was going on, and I was fucked. I haven't even taken my 405 yet, and I realized like the bench flight before me is gonna be done really quick. So I had to take from 405. I cut out my 455 warm up. I went 405, 495, 545 in a span of less than 10 minutes, which I'll easily take 10 minutes in between each one of those lifts. And by the time I got done with my 545 warm up, my bench flight had already started, and I was the last lifter, and it was well into the it was well into the flight. I think I had two or maybe three lifters in front of me when I got off the bench with my last 545 warm up in the warm up room. So I had, just a few minutes before I had to walk out for my opener. The opener I picked a 578, which I didn't even realize it at the time. He had to come up to me and he's like, dude, you realize this is the biggest raw bench that anyone's ever done in Hawaii ever? I was like, really? He's like, yeah, this is the biggest raw bench that anyone's ever done in Hawaii in the history. I was like, okay. I was like, because the opener was just to set me up for the 600. My whole goal going into this meet was I want to hit over 600 in the meet. Um, it was wasn't a sanctioned meet. It was just something that they put together, which fuck, thank God they did, and it was so much fun. I mean, it really lit a. There was already a fire under my ass, but it really lit another big one. Um, so yeah, I walked out, got my 578. There was like a weird, different bar, different bench. Flew off the chest, and then there was like a weird transition thing where it stalled just ever so slightly, and then I locked it out. Um, it might have been because I was pretty gassed already just walking out there. By the time I did the 578, I was spent. I had nothing left. It was just too much heavy lifts and way too short of a time span. So imagine going from 405 to 578 in less than 15 minutes, where you're normally used to taking 10 minutes in between each one of those lifts. So yeah, went for the 600, got it off my chest, but just I could kind of feel when I lifted it off. I was like, oh fuck, this doesn't feel like the last time I did it. um, but yeah, got the sync, got the pause. I don't know why it seems like I was holding it for extra long because they would say press, and I was still had like a little second in there before I actually hit my press. Um, Maybe I was just trying to drive home the fact that yeah, I can hold this shit if I want to. Maybe it was nerves. I don't know. But came off the chest. I just didn't have enough power to. Like all my energy was spent already, and that first 600 attempt, my right calf just locked up completely on me. I was limping off the platform. I don't have the video, like the full video of that one. Um, but then yeah, I tried for it again a third time, didn't even get close. Uh, so ended up with just my opener was 578. Didn't get the 600, but it's there. The strength is more than there. It's just I totally messed up on my totally messed up on my warm ups, and but not competing for 2 years, it'll happen. So no big deal. I'm like I'm not what is the word? I'm not like it didn't affect me at all. If anything, it only made me more hungrier, um, which it did. So yeah, I actually deadlifted too, first time in competition. My whole plan was I was gonna bench over six and I was gonna try and pull six. So I wanted to get into the 1200 subtotal with the two lifts. I ended up totaling 11 something, uh, which was okay, but I wanted to total in the 1200s. That was my whole goal. Uh, I don't know what I've ever since quarantine. I pulled my left quad like 4 times, and it was feeling really good, in my prep leading up to the meet. But the last few days, maybe it was just from so much work I'm climbing up and down machines, doing some labor work here and there. Um, just going like hell. My left quad totally started. It started feeling like it was gonna pull again before I even started warming up on dead. So it was one of those like, fuck, I might tear my quad again. So I just I was like, I'm gonna leave my opener and I'm just gonna dial back. I'm gonna see how the opener moves, and then I'll probably dial back my two attempts because I was planning on opening 501, going 551 for a second, and trying to go 600.7 on the third. Um, but ended up going 501, which was it was probably too low. But playing it super conservative with the quad, and I take 534. Even that was like, yeah. I mean, I should have took like something like I should have took the 551 on my second, and then I was like, fuck. I guess I'll just take 562, and even that, it wasn't like overly heavy, even though I wasn't really in position on that one. Another little thing is knowing if you're pulling conventional, and there's a fucking sumo puller in front of you with baby powder on their legs. Make sure they're clean off the fucking bar, because the baby powder is gonna be right where you grab. So I was like fucking this far from locking it out, and I couldn't hold on to the bar because the fucking baby powder, it slipped, ripped my finger open, tore a gash in my finger, and I dropped the weight. So yeah, it was like the weight didn't even feel heavy in my hand. That was the thing. It was just kind of chapped about that, but that was sometimes if you have handlers, like your handler will kind of catch that shit because you're already trying to like make sure you fucking get to that place before you walk out there, and it was going so fast that I was just like, fuck, I'm ready. I'm fucking still sucking wind over here. So it was one of those overlooked things on my part that I was like, damn it, the fucking baby powder. That because I didn't even fucking put on baby powder. Like, I don't fucking need baby powder, and my deadlift isn't that strong. So, but yeah, totaled 11 something between the two. Um, I was like, that when I ended up with only the 578, I was like, maybe I'll try and pull as much as I can bench at the meet. But my quad was really like, I don't know where it came from. That thing was just throbbing on me like it was like if I feel it start to go mid and like even if it's like the weight feels easy, if I feel it start to go, I'm just gonna drop the weight because I don't want to fucking completely tear my quad. Because I pulled it 4 times, and since quarantine, because I was squatting on an uneven surface, that was the first time that I pulled it. And after that, I pulled it 3 more times, just trying to, rehab it back and get it back stronger. And sometimes a couple of the times it was only like 3 weeks that it affected me, but one of them was like 3 months. I couldn't squat at all, and right now my squat is really strong. So it's too bad my fucking deadlift isn't as strong as my squat. I just squatted a 650 for a triple last night in my brief, so it doesn't count. But feels like my raw is really close to 700 right now on my squats. And with my briefs, I'm gonna be making a run on 800 this year. So those are the big goals, and then just really trying to solidify 600 as like an easy weight, to where the next time I compete, I'm fucking opening up with 600. That's how pissed I am at that weight. Like, you fucking weight. I'm gonna get it to the point where I'm gonna open up with 600 my next meet. So I'll show a few pictures and a few videos, and maybe I'll throw my squat one on there.
Go, let's go, my brother. Come on, bro.
violate, bro, what's the next thing? If I tell you, bring it, it's back tonight. If I tell, don't forget that you take this life. And I'm hitting them once, I ain't got twice.
Left is good! Left is good! Yeah! 600 in Hawaii! Come on! Let's go! This is something special, you guys. You gotta watch. Let's go! Come on, brother, let's go!
Let's go, Coco!
Give it all you got. Come on.
Attack!
Let's go, Coco. Let's go, go.
Easy!
Yeah, nice game.
Come on, Coach! 562. Let's go! Go!
Oh, give him a hand, you guys.
Ah!